All right, so in this example, we're going to sketch the inverse graph of a given function. So I'm given the graph of y is equal to f of x on the right-hand side here, and we're going to sketch the inverse graph. And not only we're going to do that, but we're also going to state whether or not that inverse relation represents a function or not. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to pick a few points on the original function to help you sketch the inverse relation. So we have a few points. We have a point at negative 8 comma 0, which is right there. We also have a point at negative 4 comma 3. Okay, and a point right here at negative 3 comma 5. So if I keep going here, I have a point at negative 1 comma 6. And I'm going to pick one last point, which is the endpoint of this given function. So right at 0 comma 9. Okay, so to graph the inverse relation, it's quite simple. All you have to do is switch the x and y values around. So this point is going to become 0, negative 8. All right, and this point is going to become 3, negative 4. If we keep going, you get 5, negative 3. So by now, you should get the general idea. Just switch your x and y coordinates around, and there you go. You got your inverse relation. So let's go ahead and plot these points and connect them. Okay, so we have a point at 0, negative 8, which is right there. 3, negative 4, which is right there. 5, negative 3, which is, try my best here, 5 right there. So 6, negative 1, right there. And finally, 9 comma 0 is right there. So if I sketch this inverse graph, you're going to get something that looks like that. All right, so it's a zigzag line, but it's not just a zigzag line, it's going to be the inverse relation of the given function, y is equal to f of x. And you know it's the inverse relation because it's a reflection in the line y is equal to x. All right, so the last thing we need to do is state whether or not this inverse relation right here is a function. Okay, so is it a function? And to see if this graph represents a function, you're going to apply what we call the vertical line test. And remember, the vertical line test was something that we taught you back in grade 10. A graph is a function if the vertical line crosses that graph at exactly one point. If it crosses at more than one point, then it's not a function. It's actually just called a relation. So if I draw vertical lines intersecting this function or this relation here, you could tell that it's only crossing at one point. Okay, so therefore it passes the vertical line test. So therefore the inverse is a function. Okay, so this is not going to be the case for every single question you do. Sometimes it will be a function and sometimes it won't, but it's actually quite easy to find out. You just apply that vertical line test that we drilled and killed you on when you were in grade 10. So that is the first example in how to sketch the inverse graph of a given function.